All right, we're live at the Roar 10-Scale Off-Road Nationals for the Proline Pit Report. I'm here with Proline's own Daniel Adams, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the new X2 compound that Proline's developed specifically for tracks like this. So, Daniel, talk to us a little bit about how the X2 compound came about.
Yeah, really, the X series kind of started out, we were looking for a European compound. A lot of the guys were having issues with the tires being too flexible over there at high speed. They have a lot of sweepers and stuff like that where they're always on the gas. And, the X series started out with the X3 and kind of progressed into the X2. We found after testing, that the X2 actually worked really good on the outdoor 10-scale conditions too. So, we were able to use them out at the Hot Rod Shootout, the Cactus Classic. And then obviously, A-Main gave us the opportunity to submit tires out here for the Roar Nationals and for the World Championships. And, it ended up working out in our favor. They work awesome on this condition. The wear is really good. And, overall performance it's really hard to beat with the X2 right now. So we're really happy with the way it turned out. And, so far so good. We're into day two, and hopefully good things to come into the mains. So
That's right. Yeah, A-Main actually received some X2 tires a while back when we were testing for tires to submit for the Worlds. We came out here, a bunch of our A-Main team drivers tested the X2 tires, and they were one of the tires that we submitted that IFMAR eventually picked. So are some of the other pro drivers that are running AK or J Concepts or some of the other brands, are they testing some of the tires for the Worlds just to throw their cars on the track with the X2?
Yeah, definitely. If you walk around the pitch, you'll see some guys that have them on their cars. And, obviously with the World Championships coming up, which is a really important race, a lot of these guys want to get as much track time on what's going to be the spec tire, with the spec insert. So a lot yesterday and today, the guys have been running them. They've been trying them. The shop's already sold out. They've come to me asking for more, so that's a good sign, you know what I mean? And so so far so good. And, you'll definitely take a walk, walk around the pitch. You'll see them floating around with cars here and there. So
Okay. And one other question, other than outdoor sugar tracks, are the X2 good at indoor tracks when there's a lot of bite, or indoor tracks that kind of dry up and groove up?
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of experience with the X2 indoor. Obviously we have like the clay compounds, the M4s, the M3s, and stuff like that. I guess if the surface, called for it, it could be a good option. You know what I mean? I've never been to an indoor track that really gets that dry and that abrasive. You don't really generally see a sugar track inside. You know what I mean? That's generally an outdoor thing, but it's definitely a compound that has promising future. So
Yeah, well, I just bring it up because Outback, A-Main Hobbies Outback Raceway, which is an indoor track, it gets dried out, and sometimes we'll get abrasive, and guys will either run smoothies or they'll run some outdoor compounds. So I was thinking, if in the middle of the summer here, when we're running an Outback, sometimes we'll switch to some odd compounds, and I was thinking maybe the X2 might work. So
yeah, that's why we have you here. We're gonna get you set up with a couple sets, and we'll have you try them out. So
sweet.
And a little far for me. This is a 10-hour drive, so I'll ship them to you.
Cool. Well, right on, Daniel. Anything else from Proline new here at the Roar 10-Scale Nationals?
Yeah, actually, if you take a walk over here with me real quick, I'll show you one of the new bodies that we've been working on.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
So this is actually the Generation 3, we're calling them. This is the Gen 3 Bulldog that's for the RB6. As you can see, this is the mid-motor version, obviously. Running the mid-motor car out here this weekend. So changed the cab up a little bit with some, help from design from Ty Tessman, and added a rear window, some more, refined details to it and everything. And, it turned out really good. I really like the look of it. It's got a nice profile to it. So if you check out some pictures, you'll see it on Ty's car as well. He's running one out here. So, that's new from us, and obviously we'll be working on the Generation 3 stuff to move it into the rest of the line for the the trucks and the cars and all that stuff. So that'll be coming down the future line. So
cool. When can the RB6 drivers out there expect this body? A couple months down the road, a month down the road?
The bodies actually should be, if I'm not mistaken, it'll be released on the 15th of next month. So it should be ready to go relatively soon. So it'll be hitting stores pretty quick.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, Daniel. Appreciate it. Back to you guys up in Timey Tower.